When you understand the neurochemistry behind why you can't stop drinking, everything starts to make more sense, and it actually creates a belief, it creates hope and light at the end of the tunnel that you can finally actually stop. So the reason that alcohol is so baffling, that you're successful and you have a good job, but you can't stop drinking alcohol, all has to do with neurochemistry, and specifically one specific neurochemical called dopamine. Now, dopamine is tied to the reward center in our brain. And the reward center is a deeply primal center that has literally been at the core of our entire evolution over the last million years. So high levels of dopamine are secreted when we have sex, when we eat food, and we acquire resources. And the way dopamine works is that it's tied to forward progress, motivation, pleasure, and euphoria. That's why you feel good after you have a couple drinks. Now, what happens is when you drink alcohol, it increases dopamine 2 to 4x above baseline. So your baseline level of dopamine is normally about 50 nanograms per deciliter in your brain. When you have sex and you eat your favorite food, it raises up to around 90 to 95. Human beings are not meant to experience more dopamine above that, right? It's just not natural. We don't get it through sex. We don't get it through food. We don't get it through normal everyday activities. But when you drink alcohol, it increases close to 200. So it's literally almost doubling the amount of dopamine floating in your brain. And the way that dopamine works is that anything that precedes, meaning that happens before the increase in dopamine, sends a signal to your mind, to your brain, to your body to reinforce and repeat that behavior. This is not conscious. You're not choosing to do this, right? This is a signal that is primal and woven deep into our biology and our survival that said, hey, the reward center was just activated, do more of that. And this is why alcohol is so addictive and really so dangerous and ends up causing so much harm and long-term damage. Because when that begins to happen, your natural dopamine levels lower, right? And when you have lower levels of dopamine, you feel less motivated. Nothing seems that fun or exciting. You almost have depressive-like symptoms. And that's why you become addicted to alcohol, because alcohol is the only thing that takes you back up to that high, which really you're not even supposed to experience in the first place. It's unnatural. So to quit drinking alcohol, one of the things you need to do is to begin optimizing your neurochemistry, primarily your dopamine. And that's what I help my clients do with my 90-day system, and how I've been able to help so many people successfully stop drinking alcohol. Beyond that, what you need to understand is that, you know, the reason they call it a mental illness and a disease is because of this massive extreme imbalance in your neurochemistry. So hopefully that was helpful, and let me know what you think in the comments.